Ultraman Towards the Future is a Super Nintendo game that was published by Bandi and released in 1991 and based on its cult classic television show with the same name. The game follows the television show's plot to the letter, having Ultraman battle the original 9 monsters in the order he did on the show. The plot of the game is exactly like the TV show, so due to this, the battles in the game only last 3 minutes because that's how long Ultraman has until turning back into a regular human. So it's either win the fight or lose. In order to kill the monsters, you must keep their always regenerating health bar down until you see the word finish. Then you must use Ultraman's Specium Beam, the required move in order to win the battle.
Finish him!
Mechanics for the game are solid. Ultraman uses the same fighting moves from the show: kicks, punches, high jump kicks and punches, as well as grapple moves to toss enemies over your head. And lastly, his special projectile beams that deal different amounts of damage based on how charged they are. The soundtrack in this game is one of the best in the 16-bit library, each stage having its own unique theme. Upon the game's reception, it was met with a variety of horrible reviews. The reason for this is the glaring difficulty spike by the 4th stage. It seems near the 3rd stage, the odds are stacked in the computer's favor, having monsters with unblockable moves that deal devastating amounts of damage and spamming projectiles. At the end of every stage, you are given an extra life for every 50,000 points. This is based on the time remaining after the battle, how much life you still contain, and how many continues you still possess. But most likely you won't be awarded one in your first playthrough, or your 5th, or your 10th. Most likely by your 15th attempt, you will earn one. That is if you are even-tempered and determined enough to get that far. My biggest gripe about this game is that it has no multiplayer option. For a fighting game, you would think the basic Player 2 option wouldn't be too much to ask for. Even Turtles in Time had a 2-player battle option. The game's enemy order never changes, so once you have this game memorized, you will be able to beat it in under 30 minutes. On the flip side, this is also good for doing speedruns. Last but not least is the ending for the game. It's and yes, it's one of those games where you have to beat the hardest difficulty in order to see the true and best ending. On a scale of 1 to 5, I give Ultraman Towards the Future a 4. In the end, while this game is difficult to beat, it's also a great fighting game, utilizing the Super Nintendo controller to its full capability when performing Ultraman's many set of attacks. The music in the game is memorable, and the most important thing of all is this game succeeded where other games of the genre failed to deliver, unlike other games based on TV shows or movies where nothing was done right. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, and for more content like this, subscribe, and I will see you on the next game review.